無意識に動かさないようになんか持ってていただけますか。まあでもまだいい。よろしいですか。ちょっと待ってください。ここが映っちゃう。綺麗かな。ここだとここから先に動かさない。ここから動かさない。I think so. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I got enough paper. Yeah, paper. Yeah, よろしいですか。はい、大丈夫です。Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming to Miss Nishii's panel. She's going to give us some live drawing. So please give her a warm welcome. And we have also Miss NaSka, who is one of Miss Nishii's collaborators here as well. So maybe we can hear some back stories from her as well. 日本のアニメーターの西井です。今年でキャリア20年目になります。アメリカでの、一番多分有名なタイトルは、ジョジョの奇妙な冒険パート4になると思います。皆さんよろしくお願いします。Hi, this is Nishii. I'm an animator. I've been involved in the business for 20 years, and probably the most famous title for you guys is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Thank you for having me. Would you like to know what she's going to draw, or? Yeah? Okay, じゃあ何を描くか教えてください。じゃあ最初ジョウスケ描きます。Okay, ジョウスケ first. 見えるかなこれ。見えてるね。Can you see? Can you see clearly? Okay. 大丈夫だそうです。はい。なんか喋ってくれていいですよ。質問とかある？ああ、今受けながらやります？何を？質問を受けながら。あ、大丈夫ですよ。喋りながら書きます。Okay, Ms. Nishii can take any questions if you have any while she's drawing. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Maybe you might want to use the microphone. The one on the chair. Ah, on the chair.
So, I think I can speak for a lot of fans of JoJo who read both the manga and and watch the anime. One of the extraordinary things about the show is that it not just nails Hirohiko Araki's visual style, but it somehow gets the feel of reading a glamorous comic like JoJo, in the way it, in the colors it uses, in the way it frames things. I was wondering about how you made those artistic decisions, how you were, what artistic decisions you made to evoke that glamorous feel that Araki's work is so well known for.
はい、ジョジョはアニメとか漫画になってるんですけど、すごいのはやっぱりアニメが原作のビジュアルスタイルをうまく再現してて、その形だけじゃなくてなんかそのフィールっていうんですかね、感覚もすごくグラマスな感覚とか出てますね。そういう時にそのアーティスティック、その芸術的な決定的なこれをこうしようっていうようなその自分でどういうふうな決めてやられたんですか？アニメーションは多くの人が、セクションが別々に分かれていて、例えば、ジョジョ4部に関しては、美術を原作に寄せるということで実践というか建物も漫画っぽく描かれてるんですけど、それを決めるのは監督で、そこから逆算して、キャラクターの
線も負けないように太くしようとか、そういう相談をみんなで考えながらやります。
いいですか、as you know, the animations productions are so comprised of so many different sections. So in terms of JoJo Part 4, which I was involved in, the director had the final say. He made decision, and decision was to make the art really close to the original manga. And from there, starting from the director's decision, animators would, create what the director's vision.
Thank you very much.
Any more questions? I think. Looks like everybody is mesmerized to ask any questions. You can ask questions regarding drawing as to what kind of tools or, things like that. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can go.
Hi, I was just wondering, what's your favorite part of characters to draw? Like
Favorite characters or favorite part?
Favorite parts, like their eyes, their hair, like
okay.
something like that.
一番気を使うのは目ですね。でも好き。ジョウスケはそうでもないですけど、前髪です。ジョウスケないんですけど。
じゃあ他のキャラですかね。
でもジョジョのキャラ前髪少ない人多いんで。そうですね。前髪があるキャラがいいです。
So the part that I really take care, I have to pay, much attention is the eyes. But I enjoy drawing front hair, even though there aren't many characters in JoJo that has front hair.
Awesome, thank you.
NaSka. Oh, I'm sorry. There was somebody in the back. Yeah, I'm sorry.
What has been the most memorable character that you've designed for or that you had to draw?
誰だろう。ジョジョのキャラみんな濃いからな。でもやっぱ奥安が一番好きでしたね、描くのは。
奥安。
はい。
みんな笑ってる。なぜ奥安って言うと笑うの？
奥安可愛いからじゃない？
Oh, okay, go ahead.
What do you like drawing for Okuyasu? Like which part of him, or like his energy or something?
I'm sorry, I missed your first part.
Oh, concerning Okuyasu, what do you like drawing about him? Like, is it his energy, or is it like his face and his facial expressions, stuff like that?
Because I get to draw really weird faces a lot. Anybody's interested in what kind of tools he uses?
How did you get your start in the industry?
高校生の時にエヴァンゲリオンの2話を見たからです。
When I was in high school, I watched Evangelion, and it just got me hooked.
それまではアニメちょっと気持ち悪いって思ってました。
Up to the point, actually, I wasn't really fond of anime much.
皆さんの中で絵を描く方はどのぐらいいらっしゃいますか？
First, NaSka-san's question was, how many of you guys actually draw?
お
Ooh,
多い多い。
okay, wow.
すごい
すごいですね。
ね、あ、そこにもいる。
みんな描いてる。
ね、みんな描いてる。
Wow, everybody draws.
Yeah, good.
Okay, Kara-san.
Hi, my mom only watches 2 anime shows. One is obscure, the other one is JoJo. So it's how many, shall we say, okan and obachan people fans do you have?
カラさん、日本語でも聞いてください。どうぞ。
すみません、うちの母が認めるアニメっていうのは日本しかなくて、一つはジョジョなんです。なので、年上の女性ファン、おばあちゃんファンっていうのはどのくらいいらっしゃいますか？
うちの母親も丈太郎大好きですね。75ですけど。
My mom is 75 and she loves,
丈太郎。
she loves Jotaro.
丈太郎は屈指のおばちゃんキラーキャラだと思いますね。
I think Jotaro is like,
マダムキラー。
yeah, Madam Killer. Like, she, you know, all the women would fall for.
丈太郎のモデルってイーストウッドみたいな。そうらしいよ。だからおばちゃんキラーキラーな場所。
So for your original manga, Crown of Erebos, how did you decide what story you wanted to make?
You mentioned the Crown of
Erebos,
Boros,
original
right?
story.
このクラウン・オブ・アウゴロスっていうオリジナル、それはどういうふうに思いついたんですか？
これは、最初はアニメの企画だったんですけど、いろいろ話すうちに面倒くさくなって一人で描こうと思った漫画です。はい。
This actually started out animation project, but the process wasn't quite materialized, so I decided to just do it on my own.
I see. Thank you.
Can you talk about the current state of the animation industry and any recent or upcoming changes to it?
はい。アニメ業界の現状と、それからこれからどういうふうに変化していくかということについて。
難しい話だね。はい。多分合作アニメは増えると思いますね。海外との合作の話がちょっと増えてきてます。ネットフリックスの作品も増えてるし、日本国内だと少子化が進んでて、やっぱりその市場が縮小していくのが見えているので、プロデューサーたちはかなり海外に向けてプレゼンしていると私は思います。
I see the increase of collaborations with overseas productions. And like Netflix, you see anime products coming up a lot. And for domestic market, it's actually getting smaller, I think, because Japan is having fewer children. So producers are more interested in collaborating with overseas productions and for overseas market as well.
I would like to know what is your favorite medium to use, and do you prefer black and white illustrations, or is coloring your favorite to do?
どんなメディアをペンとか、エンドとかそう どんなのが道具が好きですか？それからあと例えば白黒が好きとかカラーの方がいいとかそういう好みというのもありますか？
一番楽なのは鉛筆です。アニメーターなんで。
The easiest one would be pencil because I'm an animator.
ですがこうやってカラーを描くときはもう、一番早いのがコピックなんでコピックマーカーですね。コピックマーカーを使ってます。
And also like to use Copic marker, which I'm using right now if I have to color because it's quick.
すごい。
ナスカ先生なんか喋ってください。
なんかみんな見てるから悪いかな。
邪魔。
Hello. Do you have a favorite pen brand you like to use, and a favorite nib size you like to use?
I'm sorry, you said favorite pen?
Yeah, a brand of pens
Oh, brand, okay.
and nib sizes. The size of the pen nib.
Oh, pen nib size.
Yeah.
Okay.
いつも西先生、自分で気に入ってるなんかペンのブランドというのありますか？
コピックですね。
I love Copic markers.
Thank you.
コピックマーカーと、はい。
サイズですね。なんかそのペン先のサイズとか。
ペン先のサイズ。
好みがある。
鉛筆は最近 5B を使ってます。
Hi.
I'm sorry. She said as for pencil, she likes to use 5B. That's the thickness that we have in Japan. I don't know what's the equivalent in U.S., but it's pretty thick, like a soft carbon lead. 5B. Okay. Go ahead.
I would like to know how to make drawings not like poses not so stiff, and how to get better poses. And thank you.
ポーズを上手に描くコツっていうのはあるんでしょうか？
参考を見ることです。
Well, you can always use references to make it better.
私は友達にそのポーズを撮ってもらって写真を撮って参考にしたりします。
I sometimes ask my friends to pose, make certain pose so that I can take pictures and then use as a reference material.
友達が太ってたりチビだったりすると参考にならないので、そこはちょっと手足を伸ばしてあげたりとかは必要です。
If a friend is a little chubby or a little short, then I have to kind of make an adjustment in drawing.
ただの友達になっちゃうんで。
Otherwise, you're just drawing your friends, not the character.
Of all the characters that you designed for JoJo, was there any character in particular that was extremely difficult to receive an okay on? And if so, why?
キャラクターデザインの中で、すごく難しかったキャラクターっていうのいますか？
難しかったキャラクター。
それでその監督さんから OK が出る。
誰かいたかな？難しいキャラ。
もしいたらその理由を。シリチ
はそうでもなかったかな。シゲチ、誰だろうね。なんかあったような気もするけどな。誰だっけな。
I feel like there was somebody, but I'm not quite sure. It doesn't this doesn't occur to me right now.
一番大変だったのは、狭間だっていうキャラクターが。
Probably I would say the most difficult is Hazamada.
なぜなら原作でどんどん身長が縮んでいくからです。
The reason why it was most difficult is because the character is getting shorter and shorter in the original manga.
設定、2
2種類ぐらい作りました。So I had to come up with like 2 different versions of the character. だんだん縮んでいく設定です。The setup is that the character is going to be shorter and shorter.
Okay, so whenever you're not drawing for JoJo or any other project, what do you actually enjoy watching whenever you're at home? What kind of anime?
I completely missed you. Sorry, could you repeat that question
Sure.
again a little louder?
Whenever she's not drawing or whatever, what kind of anime does she watch whenever she goes home?
絵を描いてる時はどんなアニメを見るのが好きですか？
アニメ最近見たアニメはあれだよね。なんだっけ？そうそう、アドベンチャータイムです。
The most recent one of them is Adventure Times.
最近我々はハマってます。
Actually, we are really into it now.
グッズが欲しいんでどこで売ってるか教えてください。
Maybe you guys can help me to find some character goods of the anime.
There's this, what she said about Adventure Time, there's this comic book series called Elf Quest, which has a similar anime style that was inspired by Astro Boy, the original Astro Boy artist. So yeah, it's like advice for help into anime, what she said about Adventure Time.
So is it Elf Quest?
Elf Quest.
Sorry, I missed the title.
Elf Quest.
Elf Quest?
エルクエストっていうアニメがあって、なんかそれはアドベンチャータイムのなんかスタイルが似ている。
本当ですか？チェックします。
Yeah, I'll check it out. Thank you.
Thank you.
I was wondering if you have any Western artists that kind of inspired you, or maybe some styles that you take inspiration from.
先生が触発されたアーティストとか、そのなんかスタイルとかありますか？
セイントセイヤの荒木慎吾さんです。一番最初にこの人ねすごいって思ったのは小学校の時です。
It's Araki Shingo of Saint Seiya. When I was elementary school, I saw his style and I thought, oh my God, this is great.
I wanted to ask, what was the experience like working with Kunihiko Ikuhara on Maru Penguin Drum, since that was an original work with a visionary, unique director? I wanted to know what was it like creating the characters with him and the working relationship on that show.
マルペンギンドラムの生原氏と働いた経験はどんな感じですか？そのすごいスタイルが、ビジュアルスタイルがユニークな特産なんですけども、その方のキャラクターデザインをしたっていうのはどんな体験でしたか？
一言で言いづらい。ちょっと待ってね。めちゃくちゃ大変でした。
It was extremely difficult.
見たことのないものを作ってくれって言われて。
Because he asked me to create something we've never seen.
見たことのなさすぎるものだとみんなわからないし、かといってありきたりなものは困るという形でああいう形になりました。
His request was not too unique, because then you can't really visualize, because it's something that we've never seen, but not too common to the point that just, too familiar.
最初はロボットもので、その後少女漫画になって、その後推理ものになりました。
So it started out as a robot, and then to shoujo genre, and then it became mystery.
その間、かつて生原さんと仕事をした先輩に、生原さんと仕事するっていうのは、まあそういう逃げる鶏を追いかける作業だと言われたことがあって、まあそのコロコロ変わる彼の意見をどうやってこう拾って形にしていくかっていうのがすごく大変でしたけど、すごく才能のある人なので、たくさん勉強させてもらいました。
So during the process of the work, I spoke to some other experienced animators who had worked with Ikuhara-san, and get some advice. And the advice was that to pick the essence, pick the gist of what the director's opinions and suggestions, which changes quite often. But I did that, and since the director Ikuhara is like so talented, so my experience was so educational. I learned a lot from that.
私もピングドラムのプロモーション用のペンギンをぬいぐるみを1分の1を作ったんですけど、やっぱり設定通りに作ると物足りないって言われて、自分の想像を超えてきてくれっていうオーダーをしたので、すごく大変でした。
I also made some promotional stuffed animals, stuffed penguins for the show, but the director's request was don't make it exactly to the specification. Create something that that goes beyond my imagination. So that was pretty challenging for me as well.
これは皆さんの絵を描く参考になりそうですか、西井さんのワークは。
Do you guys think watching how Nishi works would be good, like advice or good material for you to learn from?
すっごいうなずいて。Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You mentioned Evangelion was an early inspiration.
Sorry, can you speak a little louder?
You mentioned Evangelion was an early inspiration to get in the business, but I'm sure you were drawing way before that. What were some of the drawings you did early on, like in the school notebook? Were they people, animals, landscapes, anything like that? Early.
エヴァンゲリオンがきっかけだったとおっしゃってましたけど、それよりも前に、例えば学校のノートなんかに落書きしたりするときに、何を書いたりしますか？例えば人とかその景色とかどういうものを書いたりしますか？こっちであんまり知られてないと思うんですけど、ファイブスター物語っていう、漫画があって、ファイブスター物語。
You may not know about this because I doubt this manga is popular, but there is this work called Five Star Story, Five Star Monogatari.
一部が盛り上がる。
それが好きですごく模写してたんですけど。
So I loved the work and I was copying a lot.
彼はデザイナーとしては天才、長野守さんっていう原作者なんですけど、まああんまり絵が上手ではないことに後で気がついて大変苦労しました。
So the creator Nagano Mamoru, I thought he was genius, but later I realized his art are not really that great.
入った会社で変な癖があるねって言われて、直すのにちょっと時間がかかりました。
So now, so I joined an animation company. I was told that I had some weird idiosyncrasy in my drawing, and I had to kind of unlearn that part.
ですがデザイナーになってから改めて長野さんの凄さが分かったんで、決して無駄ではなかったと思います。
But later, when I became a designer, I realized how genius Nagano Mamoru was. So it wasn't a waste of time or effort at all.
When it comes to character design, what's the most difficult part of it? And how did you overcome it?
一番は集団作業なので、誰にでも書けるとこまで落とし込むのが一番大変です。
The most difficult part is that because my work is a collaboration with other artists and animators, so I have to create something that other people can also start working on as well. So that's probably the most difficult part.
まずは遠くから見てもキャラクターが誰か分かるようにすることがまあ一番です。
So I just want to make sure the characters are easy to recognize even you look at the art from far away.
遠くから見て見えないところは削ってもいいと私は、先輩に教わりました。
I learned from my senpai artist that the parts that you can't really see clearly from far away, you can kind of cut corners on those parts.
So since you mentioned like being in Adventure Time lately, what are some design aspects of that show that you enjoy?
デザイン的っていうよりお話がどちらかというと好きで心が無になります。
Not particular like in design aspect that I enjoy the show, but it's more like just the stories are so innocent, kind of childlike, fun.
Did you always want to have a career in art, or was there any other career that you would have liked to do instead?
Could you repeat my
Did you always want to have a career in art, or were you always focused on being an artist even when you were a kid, or did you want to have some other career instead?
よく喋るんで弁護士にでもなればって言われたことはありますけど、
I'm kind of chatty, so I was told to become maybe a lawyer.
頭があんま良くなかったんで、まあ絵の方に来ました。
But my grades weren't that good for that work, so I went into art.
So this is kind of a silly question, but how do you think Jotaro's hat and hair work?
Could you repeat that again?
How do you think Jotaro's hat and his hair work?
いつもチャレンジです。
It's been always challenge to make it work
毎回難しいです。
each time.
前髪が欲しかったです。
I wish he had the front hair.
In part 4, Araki's art style goes through a lot of changes from the start to the end. It's like when he goes from his earliest art style to his current art style. How did that affect the way you design when you were drawing up the character designs?
とても大変でした。それに
Yeah,
関して
it was quite challenging.
自分が高校生の時に、20年以上前に読んでた4部っていうものはこうだったなって一番印象に残ってるところを、チョイスしてデザインしました。
So when I was designing the characters for the series, for the show, I try to remember the manga that I read back in my high school about 20 years ago, and try to get that impression that I had back then. Try to bring that into character design.
What are your personal feelings about the use of 3D models in animation?
3D models?
3D models.
Okay, sorry. Could you repeat that question again?
What are your personal feelings about the use of 3D models in animation?
Okay.
3D のモデルを使うことに関して、レイアウトじゃなくてモデルです。3D 作品。
Layout or the model for
The 3D models animating in the final product. Yeah, computer graphics.
Well, it just makes me feel like, oh, I really wish my work stays. I don't want to lose my job.
でも 3D でも面白い作品はあるので、実はそこのところってあんまり、面白さ、2D であろうと 3D であろうと面白い作品は面白いのであっても全然いいんじゃないかなと思います。
I personally, think it's nice, it's cool to have both 2Ds or 3Ds. It doesn't really matter as long as the product is interesting.
そろそろですね、時間が。はい、わかりました。ちょっとだけ待ってもらっていいですか。よいしょ。サイン入れて終わります。
3D は衣装のデザインが大変です。なびくものが結構使えないので、
お金がかかるんですよね。
From my perspective as a costume designer, 3D is more difficult when it comes to clothing, costume, because I can't really use anything that kind of flutters in the wind, like fabric, fluttering.
でディズニーみたいにドレスとかをやろうと思うとものすごいお金と時間とマシンが必要になるので、手書きのようになるにはすごく大変だと思う。
And it would also cost a lot of money and time and effort to create the same type of effect by 3D like 2D, so hand drawns usually the case.
日本のアニメはケチなので、しばらくは手書きの方が安く作れるのでまだ大丈夫だと思います。自分は失職しないで済みそう。
Japanese animation industry is kind of stingy, so right now hand drawing is still, not as expensive. So I hope I'm not gonna lose job anytime soon. Okay, I'm wrapping up now. Okay, I'm done, finished. Okay, a couple of announcements. These drawings will be on a charity auction. So if you're interested, art auction. I'm sorry, art auction. So please, if you're interested, please check it out. And we have autograph session after this at 4 o'clock. So if you'd like to talk to Ms. Nishii and Ms. NaSka up close, please come join us. And tomorrow they have also panels. And Nishii-san has her doujinshi available at AnimeFest booth in the dealer's room. Her work is called Power of Characters 2. So please do check those work as well while they're still available. It's limited, copies there, so please check it out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.